Let's you and me go for a walk. Glad you could join me for this walk. Okay, so this is a little new for me. I'm not much of a vlogger per se, but there's a few things I guess I wanted to talk about today. Oh man, it is windy. I'm hoping this microphone, half of what I'm doing now is testing to make sure this microphone does all okay with wind. I'm out running a couple of errands and I figured I'd bring you guys along for a little conversation. Whew, windy. Anyway, about 4 months ago, I left my job full-time and decided to take my business full-time, which is kind of a huge step, really, and it's kind of scary for a lot of people, especially myself, but the circumstances at the time permitted it. I figured now would be the best time to give it a go, especially because it's something I've always really wanted to do. I've always wanted to work for myself, especially doing what I do. And today, I launched my first Instagram post. My first Instagram ad, one of the paid ones, which I never really wanted to do. I wanted everything to be organic, but sometimes you gotta play the game. Anyway, I thought that was big, and it's something I've wanted to do for a little bit, especially since I started working full-time for myself. I wanted to, have some ads get a little more traction, and I procrastinated for the longest time at doing this. And it's not that I didn't really know what to do, it's just that there's a few things working against me that always work against me whenever I procrastinate. Number one being I have really bad ADD, which I've always had, and I think a lot of people misunderstand what ADD is. They just think it means the complete inability to focus, but really what it is it's your mind needs to have a certain amount of stimulus when you have ADD. You need it to be fully filled, and a lot of times once that focus has been filled, you're too focused, and then there comes the fear of commitment when it comes to being completely laser visioned into something like that. The other thing too is if it doesn't fill your required allotment of stimuli, you tend to try to fill it with other things, thus not being able to focus on other things. At least that's been the way in my case, and it's been hard for a lot of things. If it doesn't completely take up my mind in the way I need it to, then I have a real hard time with it. Anyway, the other thing is I am a bad procrastinator. And there's a few reasons for that, one being the ADD, and two, the fact that I am a perfectionist. And that is by no means meaning that anything I do I think is perfect. It's in fact the opposite. I think most of the stuff I do I'm, rarely proud of. I always want more. I want it to be better. And that's kept me from completing a lot of projects because I am not satisfied with a lot of the stuff I do, and I always try to push it to be a little bit better. And then I put things off and disappointed with how things are coming out, and I don't just do it, which a lot of people don't realize, and I think a lot of people struggle with. So if they don't want to do something unless they're completely satisfied with it, which I very much understand, but I don't think people look at your stuff the same way you do. And that, well, I can say that in theory, it's still been trouble for me. Because if I work on an animation or a piece of art or something, I'm like, it could be better. Just put this there, and then, it's made my feed kind of, because I don't have as many things I'm proud of, and I don't promote things as much. So when you're in a business, that can cause a strain. Let's look at the city for a second. anyway, back to that Instagram ad. I had been wanting to do it for a while, and I had been working on it off and on between clients and other projects, and I didn't release it till just today because I was like, I just gotta finish this thing. It's just gotta be done. I'll have more things in the future. If I look back 5 years from now, in the past, my work now is far better than it used to be, and I'm gonna keep progressing. That's progression. You can't always have the ultimate product right away, no matter the company. Even super end, high-end corporations, they just make better stuff eventually. If they keep progressing, that is. So I had to work past that whole opinion that everything I had to do had to be the best thing I've ever done. And, it may very well be, even though my mind argues that. So anyone who struggles with procrastination out there, the biggest word of advice is just do it. Just finish. It's never going to be perfect. And sometimes it does. Sometimes it comes out great and you're happy, but you're never going to get progress unless you just finish your projects. Just finish them. Move on. And that's something I'm going to take to heart for myself and keep working on, whether I absolutely love them or not. I just have to do them. And that could go for everything, really. Whether it's art or whatever business you have, or even if you work for a company rather than yourself. Usually applies a little more to yourself, but applies for everything. School, anything. Just do it. Get it over with. You'll be able to accomplish a whole lot more. Easier said than done, I know. But we're all a work in progress. Slight side note. Not a lot of people know this. Okay, so I'm using a digital mirrorless camera right now. I love it. You know who invented digital cameras? Kodak. They put it off. They didn't want to sell it because they didn't think it'd go anywhere. Well, they regret that now. All right, I gotta cross some streets.